Hello friends, my name is Dr. Jyoti Prakash and I am assistant professor in the Department of Management, School of Management Sciences, Lucknow. Now welcome to the video lecture based on training. In earlier videos of training, I have explained the concept of training, the different definitions given by different persons or different experts, and the need of training and the objective of training. I have also explained the concept of development and the difference between development, training and development, because you have heard this particular term together, training and development program. Training and development program means before getting admission while taking admission in MBA program, you have heard this particular word, means which type of training and development programs are conducted by your institution. You must have asked to the concerned institution obviously. So, I have explained both the term together, like training and development, and what are basically the differences. In totality, we can say that it is all about enhancement of the skills of an individual, means whatever the skills and the knowledge level of the individual, that is being enhanced by providing these type of or introducing these type of programs to the individual. So, these terms are basically pronounced together, training and development, and you obviously you will also pronounce, or you will also use, you have also used this particular these two words together. So, I have explained the development too, and also make you people understand about the difference between training and development program. Now, in this video lecture, I have explained that particular concept, means why training is called a planned or systematic process or systematic act. So, in this video lecture, we will have an understanding about this particular concept. So, just start, and I have also again introduces the concept of training, so that we can just relate the overall concept with the definition of training. Like training is as Edwin V. Filippo has defined, the training is all about an act of increasing knowledge and skills of an individual for doing a particular job. Other persons has also defined that it is a organized or planned or controlled activity which was defined or which have been designed or which has designed by the organization in order to increase the knowledge level and the skill level of the individual, so that that individual just perform the assigned or duties and responsibilities in a very better way, and also justify the purpose for what he or she has been hired by the organization. So, in totality we can say that training is just like a bridge which fulfills the gap between, means just like you are having the present skills. Obviously, present skill is what, after completion of a particular course, particular curriculum, you are having some sort of conceptual or the theoretical knowledge, and the required skill is all about that expectation that you have to meet out while performing on that particular job. So, training is all about a particular bridge which fulfills or which just comes together these two poles, means whatever the present skill of that individual, that is being enhanced in order to perform or in order to meet out that expectation of that particular job for what they have been hired. So, in totality we can say that training is all about a planned or a organized or a controlled activity which aimed at improving the job related competency, the job related skills of an individual, so that individual just perform in such a way so that the organizational objective can be obtained. So, why training is called a planned activity or a control activity or systematic act? Basically, if the HR manager just wants to conduct a training program, he or she has to go through these type of steps and these stages of basically the training program. Means firstly he or she has to assess the training needs, then after identification of training objective, then after organizing the training program, and the last one is evaluation of the overall training program. So, just we will understand one by one the different steps involved while designing a training program. Means if you are a human resource, if you if you are a human resource manager in some organization and given the responsibility for conducting or designing a training program, so what things you should consider and what steps that you should adopt while designing or while conducting a training program, so that you can also justify the role or the purpose for what you have been hired as a human resource manager. So, just have a discussion one by one on the different steps while designing a training program. So, the first one is assessment of training needs. Why a particular training need is why a particular training should be given to an individual, that need must be assessed by you as a human resource manager. And how you will assess, how you will analyze, how you will identify by analyzing these different things. Like the first one is organizational analysis. Organizational analysis is all about analysis or the requirement of the organization, means training is required in order to meet out the organizational objective or in order to meet out the things related to organization, like analysis of objective. Whatever the objective that the organization is carrying out, that objective, how that objective will be met out with the performance of that individual. In that context, training need can be identified. Resource utilization analysis means the organization is obviously having some sort of or some types of resources like financial, like the physical resources, like the human resources. So, you just analyze the need of organization related to the utilization of the available resources, that resources should be utilized. And if suppose if the organization is just wants to expand the branches in some other places, so obviously requires some manpower and some sort of training program, so that those individuals just fulfill the expectation of the organization while they are holding regarding the expansion of the organization. The next one is environmental scanning. Suppose a technological factor or a particular updated technology has been introduced and adopted by some of the organization. So, the organization will also think to bring out or to introduce that particular technology into the organization. So, obviously, and how to work on that particular updated technology, there is a need of or that requires us some sort of training, so that the individual can or the employees can perform on that particular technology. So, while scanning the environment or while scanning or analyzing the environment or the scenario or the industry, you can also identify the training needs of the organization. The next, organizational climate analysis means the policy or the rules and regulations that the organization has framed out, and how employees can adopt or adhere with the rules and regulation, with the discipline, with the expectations. So, obviously, you as a human resource manager, you can also identify here a training, a requirement of a training. The next analysis that you can identify, by doing so you can also identify the training need, is what task and role analysis means. If a particular job becomes vacant, or if a particular role or a particular task has been introduced by the organization, so that you just analyze that task or that role requires some sort of training or not, that should be analyzed by you. Means that task can be performed by individual in a very easy manner or not, and if that particular task has been assigned to individual, they do not feel any difficulty in performing that particular role. So, if you feels and you just identify the level of difficulty associated with that particular task or role, according to that you can decide or you can identify the requirement of the training that should be provided to the employees. The next one is person analysis. Obviously, this particular analysis is related to the performance or of individual employee. Means you can also identify the requirement of a training by analyzing the performance or the behavior and the personality trait of the different individual employee of the organization. Means if some of the employees are not working well or not performing as per the expectation or as per the given guideline. So, obviously, you just identify that there should be some sort of training that should be given to these employees, so that they just understand the problems, or they just problem, and accordingly they can perform in a better way on that particular assigned role or the task. So, by analyzing the performance or the personality trait or the achievement of the individual one, you can also identify or you can also assess the requirement of a training that training should be provided or training can be given to the employees or to the individual or not. So, how assessment of training need can be done by you by analyzing these different aspects or these different things, like you can analyze the things related or associated with the organization in context of objective, in context of resource utilization, in context of the macro factors which may arise or which may occur any time in the scenario or in the environment, and the climate related things. If you find that by going through these aspects, you can also analyze the training requirement. The next one is task or role analysis, means by analyzing the difficulty level or the work associated with a particular task or a particular role, you can also identify the requirement of a particular training. And the person analysis is all about analysis of the individual employee, that they are capable enough, they are having that required skill or the knowledge or the experience or not. If they are having, that should also require some sort of training, so that they can just brush up with the ideas or the skills that they have acquired after completion of a certain refresher course or a particular course. So, you can also identify here, by doing so you can also identify the requirement of a training program. The next step is identify training objective, means if you are going to design a training program after and you are also able to identify the training need. So, firstly implementing the or executing that training program or introduction of that training program to all the employees or to all the needy one, you should just identify the objective of the training, means before going further you just think about what thing I have to achieve after completion of this particular training program. So, these are basically some types of training objectives like innovative, problem solving, regular. Innovative is, if we talk about innovative is all about, means you are whatever the training that you are going to provide to your employees, that is given in order to adopt, in order to basically enhance the skill in adopting newer things or creative things, so that they just make organization unique or differentiated from the available firms or from the available competitors. The next one is problem solving. The training program that you are going to conduct or that you are going to introduce to your employees, that training is given for solve out a particular problem or not, that you can decide also on that particular objective. Means you can also identify the training objective, that whatever the training I am going to deliver to the employees, that training is totally based on how to solve out the problem. The next one is regular. Regular is all about a training program that is given on a continuous basis, like orientation, means obviously from time to time new employees or new individuals or potential candidates are being brought by the organization in the brought by the organization for meeting out the different requirement of the organization. So, the training objectives can be regular, and regular means related to orientation, related to training and refresher course in while if the organization has introduces some sort of technology, some newer machineries. So, your training objective is should be basically regular, means you are giving training in order to perform the regular activities or the day to day activity associated with that particular organization. So, these are three types of training objectives. So, before implementing or designing a training program, you just you can also you have to also identify the training objectives, whether it is innovative, problem solving and regular. As per the training objective, means as you have finalized or as you have identified the training objective, you can just move further. You have to take decision regarding organization of a training program, means obviously before implementing or before executing a training program, certain other things should also be considered by you while organizing a training program. The things like responsibility for training, means top management just should lay down the training policy and embark a specific sum as a training budget, and the HR department should also establish a clear cut criteria before presenting opportunity to ऑपरेटिव्स. मीन्स रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी फॉर ट्रेनिंग सिंपली कहने का मतलब कि टॉप मैनेजमेंट बेसिकली वॉट एवर द डिसाइड करती है कि वॉट एवर द ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ द ट्रेनिंग, हु विल बी द सुटेबल वन, मीन्स हु विल बी गिवन द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी फॉर प्रोवाइडिंग ट्रेनिंग टू द इंडिविजुअल. द नेक्स्ट वन इज शॉर्ट लिस्टिंग ट्रेनीज. शॉर्ट लिस्टिंग ट्रेनीज सिंपली कहने का मतलब what are those employees, who are the newer one, who are those employees to whom this particular training program is provided, and who will attend this particular training program. That decision should also be taken earlier while designing or while organizing a training program. The next one is identifying the trainers, who are the one, who are the capable one, who are the managers or the supervisors will be given the responsibility of providing training to the trainees or to the selected individual for imparting or for inculcating a sense or inculcating the sense of responsibility, or we can say that for enhancing the skills of the individual. So, while organizing a training program, if you are a human resource manager or one organization basically also identifies the trainer, means who will be the trainers who will be given the responsibility of organizing or conducting or executing a training program. That decision should also be taken priorly by the organization. The next one is determining training content and period. Obviously, what content or what things will be delivered or will be covered in that training program, and what material and what handwritten, what papers, what activities, what games should be conducted or will be conducted in that particular training program. That has also been decided by the organization priorly before implementing or before executing that training program in a physical mode. And also the time period, means the time period should also be defined by the organization to the shortlisted candidates, so that they just get an idea, means for how many days they have been given training and for how many days they have to come for this particular training program if they want to, if the organization wants them to just attend them. So, they can also know the time period for what or for that the training program will be introduced to them. So, while organizing the training program, being a human resource manager or being the organization, you should also consider these particular aspects like the responsibility for training. Means here you have to establish or you have to determine the level of budget, because you have to take some arrangement regarding the venue, regarding the some sort of infrastructure, some meal, some food arrangement for the new trainees. So, for that you just you have a particular budget that has been sanctioned by the top management. So, you just get the things before implementing or before imparting the training to the individual. You just know the level of the budget that the top management has given or approved for a particular training program. The next one is shortlisting trainees, means you have to identify the lot that you have to cater, that you have to address for enhancing the skills and the knowledge of them. The next one, who will be the trainer, means who the exact person or the appropriate person that will be he or she will be given the responsibility for providing training to the selected trainees, and obviously the training content and the materials and the things that will be discussed, that will be introduced in that training program, and also the time period during that training program will be conducted. Means after conducting or after taking into consideration the different things like the identification of training needs, identification of the training objectives, and obviously consideration of the certain aspects or certain things that makes the conduction of that training program very smoother, in a very smooth or efficient manner. You just considered these things, and after considering these things you just go further, means you just implement that training program. Implementation of that training program is all about the actual implementation of the training needs to be done, keeping the skills and learning capabilities of the trainees. The trainer must put all the trainees at ease. Interactive elements encourages the trainee to get involved and make the program participating. Means implementation of the training program means whatever the things that I have discussed, that those all things done in a very in a planning mode, in a basically we can say that thing or that steps are not taken physically by the HR manager. Implementation of the program is all about portraying the blueprint thing or the plan thing, or the thing or the priorly prepared things should be actually implemented by the human resource manager. Means if you are going to conduct a training program, that the implementation of the program is the actual implementation of the training program into certain venue, so that the selected trainees can come on that particular venue for that particular time period for what they are providing, they are given training, and also in that venue during that time period, or we can say some material or some innovative practices like games, role plays and discussions should be conducted or should be introduced by the human resource manager. So, the trainees just feel confident or feel free to express their views in interacting with the concerned trainer, and feel confident and just hold a positive perception about the organization, and also are having a high morale and feel confident in performing the duties and responsibilities, and justifying the purpose for what they are attending, and they are attending the training program, and also justify the purpose for what the organization is providing the training to the individual. So, implementation of the program is all about actual implementation or actual conduction of the training program to the individual in a particular, on a particular venue or during a particular time period, are having involvement of some material, so that the trainees basically just learn out how to perform that particular roles and responsibility. And the last step, that is evaluation of a training program, means obviously if you are a human resource manager and if you have been given the responsibility for conducting a training program, you must evaluate or just check out the effectiveness of that training program. Means here you just evaluate the result or the outcome of the training program, means the trainees that the attendees have basically enhances their knowledge or not, they are they have enhanced, they have brushed up their skills or knowledge or not, so that the purpose can also be justified. So, evaluation just checks out whether the training has led the desired impact or not. It also tries to ensure whether candidates are able to implement their learning in their respective workplace or not. So, there are also certain methods are there for doing evaluation of a training program, and how the what are these methods, like questionnaire. Means you just develop a questionnaire, means having a questionnaire is all about a particular printed paper which includes some types of question related to the training program and given to the trainees or the attendings, and whatever the responses you have collected after whatever the responses that you got after collecting the questionnaire from them, you can check out the effectiveness of that training program. Means if you have collected good response, you can be confident that the training program that you have conducted or given to the trainees, that is basically effective, or that makes some sense or gives meaning or justify the budget or the money of the organization. By taking some tests or some interviews to the candidates or to the participants, you can also evaluate the result of that training program, means that training, whether that training is effective or not. Cost benefit analysis means if you are getting a good benefit or good response from the available or from the attendees, obviously you can justify the cost or the budget or the investment of the organization. And the feedback means by asking simple question to the attendees or to the trainees, and also by getting feedback from them, means how is the training program, or what things you like most in this training program, how is your trainer, and have you really realized that you have inculcated or enhances your skills or not. These type of questions were asked to the trainees and the attendees or the participant, and by getting the responses you can also analyze the evaluation or the evaluation of, you can also evaluate the effectiveness of that training program, that the training is the training basically serves the good sense or fulfills the requirement or the purpose or the objective for what you have conducted the training program. So, these are basically the steps, and these are the things that should be considered by a human resource manager while conducting a training program, and basically that gives the justification why training is called a planned or a controlled activity. Because why it is called planned? Because before implementing, we have seen that there are certain things that must be decided priorly. Means priorly means that things or the particular process will be conducted, that if that particular program will be conducted, that should be done, all things related to that particular program should considered priorly. So, that is why it is called a planned or a systematic activity. So, these are the things associated with the training process or development of a training program. These are basically the very good books of HRM. You just go through these books and get more information about the topic. I hope you will like this particular video lecture, and that is all for this particular topic. Thank you, students.